Alright, today I'm going to talk a bit about feminism. Just a quick blurb, I am definitely 100% entirely a feminist. I'm certainly not against feminism, but I'm also not a feminist ally, as some people like to insist, but I'll talk about that in a sec. So this video is going to get a little chaotic, and it might sound a bit like a rant at times, but anyways, let's just jump in. So before everything, let's just look at the definition of feminism. The advocacy of women's rights on the grounds of political, social, and economic equality to men. Equality to men. That's going to be important for us to remember, both for the rest of this video and the rest of our lives. So first, let's talk a bit about men. There seem to be three categories of men when it comes to feminism. There's men who are feminists, men who aren't feminists, and men who are feminists but just don't realize it. So men who aren't feminists are just those douchers that think that men are better than women, and we're not even gonna talk about them anymore. Men who are feminists are those decent guys like myself, and men who are feminists but just don't realize it are basically the same decent guys, they're just too lazy to actually Google the definition. Guys, if you think that women deserve equality to men, which they obviously do, then you are a feminist. Congrats. Moving on to women. There still seem to be three categories, but they're a little bit different. There are women who are feminists, women who aren't feminists for stupid reasons, and women who are feminists but think that men can't be feminists. Women who are feminists are the best and only type of woman you should be, but let's examine the other categories. So let's take the women that are feminists but think that men can't be feminists, that they can only be feminist allies. They usually say something like feminism was created for women, by women. Alright, that's all well and good, but what was that thing we were supposed to remember? Oh right, equality to men. And telling me that I can't be a feminist because I'm a man is basically going against your core ideal, right? I don't know, maybe it's just me. Oh, and also side note, the philosopher Plato was actually the first person to make any waves for feminism, so that's a thing to think about. Anyways, let's turn our attention to the most confusing, unintelligent, uninformed category of them all. Women who are against feminism. Remember, feminism means equality to men. Equality. So this is basically women who don't want to be equal to men. Women who would prefer to be paid less money for the same job. Women who would prefer to not have the right to vote. Women who would prefer to be bought and sold by men like livestock. Women who believe that women are inferior to men. How absolutely insane do you have to be? Have you just not bothered looking up the definition? Do you actually think what you claim to? Here's an idea for all you women who aren't feminists. Next time you receive a check from your boss that's equal to a male coworker's, refuse it. Tell them that you would rather be paid less because you're not a feminist. Next time elections come around, don't vote because you're not a feminist. If your dad tells you he wants you to marry some random dude, you have to marry that dude because you're not a feminist. The list of absolutely insane things that you have to do because you're not a feminist goes on and on. So my suggestion is try doing a little bit of research next time so you can avoid seeming so completely ignorant. Now to wrap it all up, I really don't care if you're not a feminist or if you actually believe that men are better than women. I really don't care. It's just a matter of being a decent human being.